Hey, what's going on, everyone? We are week 2 of our squat series. Specifically, we're going to be focusing on mobility, going from ankle, knee to hip. Today, we're focusing on knees. You can check out last week we did ankles. So I'm here with Joe. Joe's going to be our demo boy today. Joe is very nervous, but would you be nervous if you looked like this without a shirt? Come on, right? So we're going to have Joe lay flat on his stomach on the ground, and we're going to do a heel to butt test. All right? Now, Joe actually has a history of lower back pain. He knows that. He tries to warm up best he can for it. Deadlifts are his main problem, but we can do a lot of things with this assessment, not just for squats, just general movement. So relax, Joe. So you can see already, if I put my hand on his hips, whoop, it goes right up. I'm not even at 90 degrees yet. So Joe, let me know if you feel any pain. If you feel it in your knees, your quad, your low back. You feel anything on either side?
Just my knee a little bit.
Just your knee a little bit, and relax. So again, we can see those hips turning over. So stay over there with the camera. What do you see this side? So I'm going to try it again. Relax, Joe, relax. Watch this butt come up, the hips. Whoop. See how that sucker turns over? His whole body just turned and that knee popped out. Now, any pain? Knee, hip, lower back?
The quad feels like.
Quad. So a little bit of knee on the right side, quad on the left. No pain in your back, though?
No.
That is incredible because you saw how much that twisted. So if his hips rotate that much, when we go into a squat, anything that has knee flexion, his lower back has to fight it. Now, what's good is that Joe doesn't have a bunch of oysters, so his muscles that pop up real big. I call them oysters because that's what I think they look like, but he's not super overdeveloped in his lower back. So we're going to have Joe stand up, and we're going to work on this. Now, a lot of people, when they're tight in this position, will do the couch stretch. The problem is, it's very hard to focus on your core when you do that. I love the couch stretch. I do it personally, but I find this is a little bit more effective for people. Plus, it makes a move, which means you don't get bored as much. So Joe's going to take his left foot, put it on that box. We're going to do that Bulgarian split squat we did before. He's going to let his right foot come in front. And before he does anything, he's going to squeeze his butt and squeeze his abs. And what that does is lock him in neutral. We want to stay neutral because the way we get around the stretch is that hip will tilt, just like we saw on the ground. We don't want that to happen. Joe's going to sit back and down nice and slow. Try and get his knee to that mat. Feel a big stretch in that quad. How's it feel? Super tight, and come on up. Let's get that front foot a little bit more forward. Let's sit back, try and get that knee to the mat if you can, bracing those abs, and come on up. And you can actually see he's so tight that this heel is slipping off to the side. So let's shift your hips towards that foot, but don't move the foot. Wow, you're that tight, right? Let's try and fix this up. Let's get this over here. Now try it. It's probably don't feel worse. Feel better, same, worse?
Feels better.
Feels better? All right. And come on up. So we can accumulate 10 reps, nice and slow. You can relax, Joe. 10 reps, nice and slow, finding tension until eventually we're able to go all the way down to that mat, shin to the box, without losing that hip control, staying neutral, without feeling pain or a really deep stretch. So this is a way we can load that end range instead of just hanging out there passively, not paying attention to what's going on. So now we did the heel to butt test. We know Joe can actually go there without real pain. He has a little bit of pain. We're going to see how that works. We're now going to do a butt to heel test. So Joe's going to grab that ab mat. He's going to kneel on it. He's going to have his big toes together. He's going to sit back nice and easy. You can sit up, right? Excuse me, sit up, yep. And sit back nice and slow. If you feel any pain, stop. And go ahead, relax right there. Just stay in that position. Now, he's really tight here. We're not too concerned about that. It doesn't really mess up performance, but he does feel a stretch there. It's something he needs to work on. But do you feel any pain in your knees? Anything like the bottom of the kneecap, any big stretch in your quads?
Right now, it feels like it's a burning sensation right now.
Really? Down in your hamstrings?
Yeah.
Wow, you feel nothing here?
No.
So that's the first time I've actually heard someone say hamstrings on this, so that's something else we have to look on. Maybe next week we'll check it out. So let's say Joe had a hard time in this position. Something that he can do to help with this and to kind of build some tolerance is he can start standing. He's going to keep his, kneeling. He's going to keep his torso really tall. He's going to sit back really slow. Yep, keep that chest tall. Good, 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 good. When he hits his butt to his heels, he's going to rock forward, hands on the ground, and come up nice and slow back into that kneeling position. So you can come all the way up to kneeling and sit back nice and slow. What we're trying to do is just make sure we're loading the eccentric. The concentric, we're taking pressure off. You don't need to go as low, Joe, right? You can just come right up. And then if we get better at this, you can relax. We can add a little bit of weight. You can hold a dumbbell, a kettlebell, something behind you. Just remember, again, load the eccentric, the concentric, rock forward to take some of that pressure off your knees. All right, so try out these tests, see if anything bothers you, work on it. Just accumulate 30 to 50 reps 2 to 3 times a week. Let us know if it helps.